Hello there, YouTube. So today I want to discuss what cards I would change to the Edison ban list if I had the option. Just a hypothetical what if. So bear in mind this is not an objective analysis of what I think should change, just something I would if I had the option. I also want to preface that I will not be mentioning cards like Trap Does Shoot, Brain Control, Royal Oppression. We all hate these cards at one point or another, but I want to talk about cards that I would think would more interestingly affect the Edison gameplay rather than just getting rid of all the saggy one-up cards. So let's jump right into it.
I only have one card that I'd rather be banned in Edison: Black Whirlwind. We all know the feeling. Losing the die roll and going against Whirlwind Shura, or having the summon stop, Dust Tornado, and the opponent activating Storm, then going Whirlwind plus Blackwing, or even worse, double Whirlwind. Or even if you do have answers to their monsters but no spell or trap destruction, it just lets the Blackwing player easily come back. Some games are just unwinnable if a Whirlwind comes down. I think banning Whirlwind would still make Blackwings a strong deck, but it would drastically cut down on the number of non-games the deck can generate. For the limited cards, I'd put Substitute to 1. I considered outright banning it, but decided not to be completely subjective, even though lists like these will always have some bias. Substitute, to put it simply, is ridiculous. Aside from sending every single frog in your deck to the grave just because, it happens to work with Brain Control, Enemy Controller, Soul Exchange, etc. Even if you have Royal Oppression, the sub can still get rid of your monster, but damage is done. And of course there's sub blocks, dupe blocks, FTKs, all that fun stuff. Limiting Substitute would still allow frog players to do these things, but not as consistently, and there's always the 1-for-1 plus monster opening. They might resort to playing cards like Salvage if they aren't already to recycle the subs, which I think is fair, so you're not gaining advantage at basically no cost. Having fewer copies of sub would also slightly reduce the consistency of turn 1 Treeborn, but the frog deck would still be more than functional. For the next card, I had a look at the Forbidden section to see what could be moved to Limited. The most inoffensive item to me was Tsukiyomi. She would be a clean out to Monarchs, Arnwing, Thundergang, helping player on Honest or Collude. Probably the most broken effect would be reusing Hamsters or Raikos, but her effect is slow and costs your normal, so given how fast the formats become, I doubt Tsukiyomi would break the game. For semi-limited cards, first card would be Chaos Sorcerer. Not only would he be another boss monster for Raiko Kai's decks, but another copy would allow you to create a functional Chaos deck. So we'd see a lot more Twilight Sworn or Chaos Fairy builds. Vayu, of course, can take advantage of a second Sork, but a lot of players right now aren't even playing the one, so hard to say whether they'd play two. You definitely have to splash in more lights, so maybe the Vayu Lightsworn Norlaris deck would take more advantage of two sorcerers. The second card I'd put to 2 is Call of the Haunted. I think it would be interesting to have another revival card that pretty much any deck could use. Would it be too broken? I'm not so sure, because while it can bring back powerful monsters, it'll often be dead early game, and with so many banish removal cards in the format, it's not necessarily easy to get a monster in the grave. DD Crow, which some people cut from their sideboards entirely, would likely see more play if we had 2 calls. Finally, a bonus card I would add to Edison format is a generic level 1 tuner, like Glow Up Bulb or Jet Synchron. The only relevant level 1 tuners right now are Vayu, Whitestone Legend, or Fishbrook if you're playing Fish. Similar to my reasoning of Call, having a generic 1-star tuner is something a lot of decks can benefit from. Jet Synchron can even search Junk Synchron, which is a neat interaction. Having 2 such useful effects in 1 tuner plus the discard might be a bit too strong, but it would be interesting to see how that would affect deck building and gameplay. So that sums up my changes to the Edison ban list. Whether these are hot or outrageous takes, I'll let you decide, but if you enjoyed the video, leave a like or drop a comment about changes you'd make, if any, to the Edison ban list. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.